What's up guys, Matt here, and today we're gonna do a quick little video to teach you guys how to properly measure a chain for double nostrils, all right? I have Letty here. She's got a perfect set of double nostril piercings and she's gonna help us figure this out. First and foremost, you gotta figure out exactly what type of jewelry you have in your nose, okay? With my experience, there's two types of the most common jewelry you're gonna find in nostril piercings. The first one, my favorite type, is push pins, all right? So little push pin mini librets. What is that? It's where you have a little flat disc on the inside, you have the post that goes through the piercing, and your little gem or ball or whatever snaps onto the top, just kind of pushes in, okay? That would be a push pin. The second type is a nostril screw. Super common type of jewelry. It's been around forever. Nostril screws, it's just your gem or your ball. You have a post and a little hook on the inside, and that kind of sits up and that's what holds the jewelry in, okay? So look in the mirror, figure out exactly what type of jewelry do you have, okay? Letty here has push pins. Push pins are super comfortable, super awesome. They're my favorite type of jewelry for when it comes to like wearing chains with, okay? So, how are we gonna do this? So she has push pin jewelry in there, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a piece of dental floss. I prefer the flat ribbon floss, and we're gonna take that, cut a little piece, and we're gonna hold it across her nose, and we're gonna mark both sides, okay? I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that, how to be very precise with that right now, all right? I have right here a little roll of dental floss. What I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna open it up. I'm just gonna kinda take out a piece. Cut it off, okay? Now the little container, we can throw it to the side. And then next, what I wanna do is I'm gonna take a Sharpie. All right, I have a Sharpie here, and I'm just gonna mark one side. So one side's pre-marked. All right, so I'm marking one side, it's pre-marked. I'm gonna come over to Letty's nose here, and I'm gonna set that mark right over one side, okay? And we're gonna put that all the way across her nose and kind of pinch it right there, okay? Now I'm gonna take our Sharpie, and we're gonna just kind of put a little dot on the other one, right where the other jewelry is. Pull that off, and then I'll darken those little dots up. Perfect, and there we have it. That's gonna give us a pretty precise measurement on what length she needs to connect a chain from one side to the next. Now, if you want it a little tighter or a little looser, what you're gonna do is obviously put it back on there. If you want it tighter, just pull it tight across the nose, okay? And mark it. Or if you want it looser, just kind of give it some slack and mark it. Now, also take into consideration when you're marking this, it's always gonna be more comfortable to have it looser than tighter, okay? So if you're pulling across super tight, you know, when you're wearing a chain in there, it might pull on your piercings and cause a little irritation, or press on your nose and cause irritation. So I like it to be a little bit on the looser side, barely looser, okay? And that's just where you're gonna have to kind of use your better judgment if you're buying these things on your own. If you're not sure, go into a piercer in your local piercing shop and they'll totally help you measure it out and figure out what side. You can even purchase a jewelry from your local shop, or go on the website and we have plenty of sizes on there, okay? There we have it. We have our spacing measured out right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over to our tray where I have some rulers already set up, ready to go. And we're gonna measure and see how long this is. So I'm gonna set my Sharpie down. Now, right here, I have two ways of measuring it. I have a tape measure, perfectly good way to measure. You can set it up, obviously right on the 0 mark. And right there, and I can see it's gonna be 1.5 inches. Now, if you ordered from the website before, we also send out a little business card here that has a little measuring device on the side also. That works really awesome too, and it's gonna be the exact same thing. I'm gonna set the first black line on the 0, pull it all the way out, and that's gonna tell me my inches or my millimeters, okay? Now, with that being said, always round up, never round down, okay? So like, when you're buying sizes, usually they're gonna be like, you know, 1 inch, 1.8 inches, 1.25 inches, so forth. If you're buying in millimeters, just go on Google Translate. You can convert that from inches to millimeters. Figure it out. It's super simple. But figure out your inches or millimeter size. If you go on a website and you're like, oh, I'm 1.5 inches, but they only have 1 3/8 or 1 5/8, I would go up rather than down, okay? But 1.5" in this case is a really easy size to find. Maybe a better example would be if you're 7/16. Rather than going down to 3/8, go up to 1.5", okay? Also, with that being said, give yourself a little tiny bit of room for those jump rings. Those jump rings are gonna be like a 1/16 of an inch extra on either end, okay? Usually that doesn't make too much of a difference with measuring, so I wouldn't worry about that too much, but just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? I know we're starting to get complicated here, but it's really not that complicated. Now, we got our size. So Letty here is 1.5", okay? So we're gonna go and grab some 1.5" chain. I have our chain right here. Nice little gold chain, straight off the website. And then I have my dental floss here on the tray that shows that everything matches up. When I hold them next to each other, they match up exactly perfect, okay? That's what we want. We want that exact perfect measurement, okay? Now, the next step is we gotta take her jewelry out, okay? She's wearing the push pins right now, so I don't think it's really necessary to take the jewelry completely out. We're just gonna pop the gems off, okay? The best way to do that is to pick yourself up some little forceps like these guys. We sell them on the website. You could also get them at any CVS or Amazon. I've even seen them at Harbor Freight. There's little medical grade forceps. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna put your finger inside the nose, just like that. You're gonna reach over here and grab the post, okay? Now we're gonna pop that gem off, just like so. That post never comes out of her nose, okay? It just makes life so much easier. Now I have the chain. I'm gonna kind of choke up on this little jump ring. I'm gonna grab that post again. And I'm gonna hang it right off that jump ring on the post. Now I like to kind of angle the post up a little bit so it can freely hang off there. Now I'm gonna gently reach back and grab this gem. And we're gonna snap the gem on there. And kind of push it on there nice and tight. Perfect, beautiful. All right, so we got one side done. Sorry, that's gonna kind of tickle a little bit right there. And we're gonna do the same thing on the next side, okay? Put my finger inside of her nose. I'm gonna reach in here, grab that post, and we're just gonna pop this gem off. Being really gentle. You don't wanna yank on it too much or damage or hurt the piercing, okay? I'm gonna set the gem down. Now, you know, you might have to do this a couple times. Just be careful not to twist up the chain. But we're just gonna hook that jump ring on the next one. You can kind of pull up on it a little bit. Reach back and grab your gem. Now guys, this isn't rocket science, but it's not that easy either. So if you're struggling with it, just go into a local shop and have them do it for you. If they're struggling with it, go somewhere else. Perfect. And there we have it. One perfectly fitted chain on Letty's perfect nose. All right guys, so the next type of jewelry let's talk about is nostril screws. Now I will give you a quick little disclaimer. With nostril screws, it's not the most ideal jewelry style for nose chains, okay? It's just not a real thick backing that's gonna hold it in place, so it's just easy to pull them out, all right? So if you can, use a push pin for the nostril chains. The push pin jewelry just holds it really securely. You don't have to worry about it at all. But if you don't feel like that, you just have nostril screws, that's fine too. So grab your nostril screw and take your chain. All right, now with the jewelry out, you wanna loop it through that jump ring. All right, so now we have the chain going through the jump ring. Now, also we'll say, whether for push pin or nostril screw, your gem in, you want that to be at least a 2 millimeter or bigger, okay? So 1.5 millimeter gems and things like that, they're too small and the jump rings just fall right off there. It won't hold it in. So it needs to be 2 millimeter or above, okay? So we got our chain hooked on one nostril screw, and we're gonna go ahead and kind of slide that in Letty's nose here. Perfect. Now we're gonna do the second one. While it's kind of hanging down like that, you can kind of slide the nostril screw in the other jump ring. And then slide it in the hole. Perfect. And that'll put your nose chain on there perfectly. And then you can go ahead and adjust the insides to how you want them. But there you have it. So that's with the nostril screws, all right? So hopefully you guys learned something there. Hopefully that kind of helps you guys out if you're trying to purchase nostril chains on your own. But if you're struggling with it at all, which is totally understandable, just go to a shop in your area, find a professional piercer to help you out. I'm sure they'll help you no problems whatsoever. So thanks again for watching, you guys. As always, we'll see you next video.